Alright, so first you want a fluid duct, no matter which one, connected to an automatic buzz saw, and then from below this block you're gonna go like 2 out in, or 3 out actually, in each direction. It has to be like 2 here, 2 there, whatever, and 1 diagonally. And then you can plant these with spruce or jungle, I would recommend, because both of these are taller than the other blocks. You could also use birch, but you shouldn't use oak or acacia because they can grow weirdly. And I forgot if there are any other trees. But spruce has the advantage of being able to be found very easily, and jungle has the advantage of you being able to make a latex out of that. So like, choose whatever you want. I'm gonna choose spruce just because I like it more as a building block. Then you want to place like 1, 2, 3 more of them, so that's 4 in a row. And you can place dirt in between here, but you can also place any other block, as long as it isn't like lava or something. And I'll use gold here because gold is like very color-wise differentiable from dirt. And actually I should place them last because then else something like this will happen and it's quite annoying. So 3 like this, and obviously in between here you do the same, but that can actually wait until later. Then you do 2 here, and 1, 1, and then here 2 again, 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, that marks a quarter of the thingy. You can just apply the same thing there and there and there. And I'll just do that real quick and cut it out. Once you are done with this, you just start filling in the rest here inside in a checkerboard pattern. Okay, once all of this is done, you just make that into a square with the other blocks that are not dirt. You don't have to make it into a square, but I think it is way more easy to organize this way. So I'll be doing that. Then on 2 of the opposing sides, you will expand it by 1. And then place these fans on here from the inside so that the arrow on top points towards this thing, or like roughly towards this thing. And then you place some solid block behind here with a lever in the middle and then a redstone to the sides. Obviously, you could just use any other way of powering it, but lever is easiest and can be turned on and off. After that, you'll need to only place 1 over here. Also lever, or you just do it with like redstone over radio, whatever. And obviously also do that here. Then if you turn all of these on, any item that is dropped within this field will be transported to the hole in the middle. Items that are dropped on here will not be transported, sadly. But since this is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks, and these have like a range of 10 blocks, the best you can do is place it 1 more block out. However, that would make the farm less compact and only ever so slightly more efficient. So I do not like doing that, but you theoretically could. Also, if you would do that, and with this one as well, you would have to slap 1, 2, 3, 4 more fans on here. So that's why I do not recommend doing it. Also, if you are thinking of building walls over here to stop stuff from falling out, you can actually not use most wall materials, like this would block trees from growing. From what I have found out, you could use dirt. You can use wood, however wood gets cut down by the saw, so you should definitely not do that if you want your walls to keep existing. Down here you are going to want to build some way of boxing it in. This needs to be at least 2 blocks deep, but it can be deeper, and the middle needs to be left open for a fluid duct. You could use box ducts instead, especially since they can be this wide, which stops items from falling through here because now it's too thin. But you could also just not do that because items falling through there is very unlikely. After that, you just need to get a belt out there and somehow figure out a way to move all of them in there. This is my layout. It is really ugly, but it works kind of. Out here, where you brought the belt, you will want to build a heating oven or a firebox. The firebox is more cheap and more resource efficient in terms of what they burn. However, the heating oven is 5 times as fast. And I think consumes 10 times as much fuel. But I'm a little bit unsure. I generally like using this more. However, if you don't use up the creosote this makes, I would recommend using this one because your combination ovens are going to be clogged constantly anyways if you don't use up the creosote. If you do use up the creosote, I would recommend using this one because then it's just faster. But I keep both here just to show that it works. Actually, you should place them one higher so that this is on the bottom height of these. It doesn't do a major difference, but in my opinion, it kind of looks better. Then place some grabbers here. Obviously, make the belt go past both of them. And then for the overflow, you can just slap a crate, chest, or I don't know, ME system over there. Then set them to whitelist and put the type of wood you have the sapling for in there. So that not only the overflow goes in here, but also any unwanted mobs that fall in there and burn to death or whatever. Or any players trying to clog up your system. Here on the other side, go 2 blocks out from each and then place ejectors. Do the same under the belt over here to the firebox and heating oven. And place grabbers again. And now just connect all of that with belts. And use chutes here. Now over here you could do the same overflow stuff and just put it in here, or you can also just route that to like an array of wood burning generators with conveyor grabbers slapped onto them to automate power. Furthermore, you will want to bring one of those pipes from both of them. They just need one connection at some part, but multiple aren't an issue at all. And just bring them all the way over to the fluid duct or box duct you have connected from the bottom. And then fluid identify that with wood oil. Now this is almost ready to go. First of all, you will of course need to plant all the trees. And to kickstart all of this, you are going to have to put in some logs of whatever variety and some burnable fuel of whatever variety. So that this may create some creosote or wood oil, how it's called here. Now this will make this thingy spin, and as soon as trees grow, they will be cut down. Now all of the stuff gets slowly put into here with a little bit of wood overflow because they aren't the fastest. If you really desperately want to fix that, you can just put like a ejection speed upgrade in there and it will grab faster. However, I do not see the value in that because you can literally just have the wood overflow here for crafting purposes. Anyways, the charcoal coming from there will just power this, and now this is perfectly self-sufficient. Now the tutorial is technically over, but I have a few more things to note. You can filter the trash out here by just placing another ejector on here, and then it's already set to blacklist. You just put the stuff in here that you want to keep, and that is most likely going to be the logs. And then you just put a belt on here, which would drop that, which is like not the best thing because it causes lag. So you can just use lava or sulfuric acid I would recommend sulfuric acid only when you have something burnable nearby that you don't want to be burned, because sulfuric acid is actually slower at deleting the items, but it works. Now, both the wood oil and the charcoal are inevitably going to overflow, but that is actually a good thing, because you can use that for power generation. Just slap down a few wood burning generators, put an ejector on the charcoal crate, or just don't put a crate there at all. Both are valid options. Then I would recommend looping this back around and putting a lift here so that anything that doesn't get eaten by them just turns around and goes on the belt again and doesn't drop down here. And then just slap some more conveyor grabbers on here. As for the wood oil, it is only marginally more complicated. You just click this and then you bring pipes out on the back. Obviously connect them. And connect them to the combination ovens. Now these are filled, and these will fill soon, but you will have to click the on button on all of them. Also, these make energy 10% faster than if you would fuel them with wood, and these make it just as fast. And this array setup works very well because you can just bring the cable up here and then bring it to whatever energy storage you have, or just machines if you don't have any. And we are getting 6.4 kilo HE per second, which is very nice to start off. And not all of them are even active yet, and yes, they do fill up faster than they can burn through the stuff. I think it takes like 80 seconds to burn through one, and all the time they give you 100 HE per tick. And these give you 110. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want more tutorial content or if you just want more survival videos. That's fine with me. I hope I see you in the next one, and bye!